fuck is you doing? That broke shit is childish. I keep on grinding till I need a count. It's 9 to 5. I flip a few ounces by any means with the stick like Malcolm.
JMTV, episode 11, with Jack Morris. What's good, y'all? Another week in the bag. Probably a whole lot to talk about. I couldn't really tell you like what the fuck to talk about too much. I haven't really had time to like fuck with the news and nothing like that. Just been grinding, man. Putting out music. We put out Bitch I'm Ill. If you go on my SoundCloud or if you go on if you go on Spotify, if you go on iTunes and you type in JackMorise, I got 2 new songs on there that y'all should listen to, subscribe to it. Plenty of more content coming with that. I just had to take a minute to give myself a shameless plug, and you know, things are really dope actually. Just been very busy, work. Went back to my second job this week. Still trying to figure out how to crack this social media code or whatever the fuck. I don't know. I just try to stay at it, try to use it like more for more like organic and more like a genuine like type of growth. I'm not finna pay for no cloud. I'm not finna pay for no bots or nothing like that. But it take time, you know. You gotta kind of know how to navigate it and understand the rules and the algorithms and all that. So I'm still trying to figure that out. I'm still trying to make time for it. As you can see, you know, I keep myself busy because I fucking have to. If I'm not busy, I get the fucking up. If I'm not busy, mind get idle. But I'm happy with the way things is going right now, honestly. If you got any questions, you know, like how we doing this show. If you've seen this show before, you know, I've been trying to talk to y'all for a minute, been encouraging y'all. Please, by all means, make a comment, send me an email at JMTVandmusic@gmail.com. That's JMTVandmusic@gmail.com. And ask me anything. If you got any, if you need some advice, if you want to give some advice, shit, if you want to come on the show, if you want to try to like do the show with me, like whatever, we could talk about whatever. That's pretty much what this show is about anyway. Whatever the fuck we're gonna talk about. I mean, I try to tap in on current events. And, you know, sports and stuff like that. But generally, this shit done became like my therapy, y'all. Just outlet for me to like talk my shit pretty much. I just hope y'all find it entertaining at the end of the day. That's really what it is. I hope y'all take something positive from it. I hope you know, gain like a little bit different type of perspective. Maybe, you know, open your mind up a little bit more. Who knows? I just want to kind of have something that's good for me, therapeutic for me, and shit might be therapeutic for you too. Last week we talked about isolationism. This week I think I want to touch on something. People always ask me to talk about this. I don't know if I'll be out here passing out advice or just having an interesting perspective and understanding about this subject, but a lot of people want me to talk about relationships. So, you know, I've had my fair share of good ones. I've had my fair share of bad ones, and I've had a few good ones, you know, some that I kind of fucked off or whatever, you know. I got a crazy, if it was like boxing and I had a record, yeah, I wouldn't have a high winning percentage. But I think sometimes, man, being a nigga, if you've been in a couple bad relationships, I think you can learn from that. And I think I've learned a lot from those relationships. And then just seeing other people go through their stuff and sometimes being front and center for that, being in the front row for, you know, watching somebody's beautiful, you know, growth and watching them move on and get married and accomplish things together, to like watching the tragedy of a relationship, watching the shit fall apart. So, you know, I've been in that and I've seen it happen. So, I don't know if I'm qualified per se to just say I'm gonna talk about relationships and say what my ideal relationship is, but that's what this show is about. Me giving my perspective. So I'm not finna take too much longer. Like I said, if you want to participate with the show, by all means, again, JMTV and music at gmail.com. That's JMTV and music at gmail.com. And shit, let's get into it. So, my ideal relationship. Where we start with that? Where we go? So, I think after all I've been through and all I've seen and all, the best thing, I think the best type of situation anyone could find themselves in is to be in a relationship with a person who, first of all, likes them for them. Likes them for who they are. You know what I'm saying? And ultimately don't want to change that person. You know that they might see where they can help that person. They might see where they can add on to that person. But ultimately, they like the core of that person. They're not looking at that person like, oh, yeah, this nigga, he doing this and that now, but I'm going to change this man. That's the wrong way. That's the wrong approach. That's not what you want to do. That's the wrong fucking thing to do. So, I think that's where you want to start at, right? You want to be dealing with somebody, messing with somebody who has your best interests in mind. Somebody who's not only looking at what they can gain from the relationship. Somebody who's not always trying to like have everything be in their favor, you know. And people can do this shit like through manipulation. People can do this shit by the way they talk to you and by perhaps not talking to you sometimes, not being willing to talk about, you know, the shit you call them out on. You know, not being willing to, you know, go over this, go over that because I don't do that. I don't deal with this. I think that's stupid. You know, being dismissive toward your feelings. And I've been in a lot of relationships like that. So that's probably the next thing. Find somebody who's not dismissive of your feelings and your thoughts. Find somebody who can disagree with you, but still give you the respect without calling you a dumb motherfucker or saying you stupid or, you know, taking it to like a low frequency. You feel me? Like find somebody who pretty much is like gonna always respect you and always gonna allow you to express yourself. You know, as long as it's respectful, of course. But find somebody, when you say how you feel, they're not going to be like, oh, fuck that shit. I ain't trying to hear that shit. Oh, that's that bullshit. Oh, that's stupid. I don't, you know, that's dismissive. You know, are you just making excuses? And then, you know, sometimes people be just doing that, like just to kind of, in a passive aggressive way, like shut you down. They don't really want to address anything. They don't really want to change anything. Sometimes people, like, you got to recognize within your relationship, sometimes you might be with somebody who is content with the way things are going. So every time you try to have a real conversation, they're going to overplay it and get overly mad, or they're going to try to make it uncomfortable for you sometimes. So you don't want to even have the conversation. You know what I mean? They're going to overdo it or overreact or whatever the fuck. Like, and maybe that's not the case. Maybe I'm overthinking it, but if you find yourself in a situation like that, odds are y'all not going to make it. Sorry. Odds are y'all not going to make it. Odds are y'all not going to fucking make it because everybody got to kind of have their time, you know, to vent, to express themselves, to let out their anger, to let out their sadness, to, you know, go through the motions. Everybody got to have their time, ladies, even the dudes. You know, I know a lot of brothers out here that want to be tough and they don't want to express their feelings and they don't want to talk about, you know, the shit that really gets under their skin, and they got to put up this, you know, masculinity front, whatever the fuck, you know. I get that, but there's some brothers out here that's cool with their emotions, and we can talk about our emotions, and we like kind of breaking them down on an intellectual level. At the same time, we're like examining ourselves, and we just trying to kind of express that self-reflection with you, because a lot of times when you're in a relationship with somebody, that's your best friend. And when you trying to express, you know, your thoughts, you're trying to express your inner feelings, sometimes as a man, that could be difficult. So as a man, I think you want to find somebody, you know, like I said, not going to be dismissive of your feelings, your thoughts, and your perspective, you know, as a man. Sometimes just being a man, it'd be like, oh, niggas, you a pussy, like, shut your bitch ass up, like, like even the women sometimes, like, you know, if they grew around a bunch of hyper masculine dudes, or, you know, if they had a father who never really knew how to express himself, they never saw a man really express themselves, to them that's pussy, you know, to them that's soft, you know. So back it up, like, find somebody who could talk to you, who could be receptive towards your feelings, who is not going to get offended or offensive, or, you know, take what you say or what you feel to a negative space because they don't agree with you or they don't want to change ultimately. So, you know, just find somebody who's going to be like, you know what, I don't understand that, but I see that that's how you feel about something. So the fact that we're together, I'm going to meet you halfway. I'm not going to just be like, oh, you know, fuck that, I don't do that. Like, what's the point of being in a relationship if you're not going to be willing to compromise? The relationship can't be all about somebody taking a stand in the middle of the relationship like, oh, I'm not going to do this and I'm not going for that. Like, what are you in a relationship for? That's the whole point of being in a relationship, to feel that freedom of love, to feel that freedom of like bond, that bond, you know, the joke, and not have to feel all offended, to you know, to have real conversations, deep conversations, and not feel like you're wrong and you're doing something wrong, but feel like, yeah, like, I see that, like, we can work on that. We can build this, you know, we can do better. We, you know, and I always think like we. When we talk, say we. We need to. We better. We should. Like, you can't be in a relationship thinking you better than the person you with. And it's never that's never the case just in life. Like, no one's ever really truly better than a person. Like, I mean, now there are some people, some great motherfuckers that just do a lot of things well, but there's some things they suck at that you better than they are. So in your relationship, you got to take that into consideration too. You are not the motherfucking final judge, jury, queen, and ruler of this relationship. Look, brother, you too. Like, don't start getting on some high and mighty shit, you know, oh, the man of the house. No, man, you gotta earn respect, bro. You gotta work, and you gotta do your part. A woman will respect you. A real woman will respect you. A real woman will get your back if you go take your ass to work, and then you appreciate and respect her. You have a great time. It'd be a great situation. But getting back, I'm a little high now. I'm a little high now. But let's stay with it. My idea of a perfect relationship. And also somebody who likes what you like on a certain level. Like, you gotta have like kind of a nice balance of like being opposite and being the same. You feel me? You gotta be a little opposite, a little the same. You gotta like some of the same things, because if you get in a relationship and time goes by like a few years, you're gonna be on one end of the room, she's gonna be on another end of the room, and you know, it's gonna suck, honestly. At least from what I be seeing. Some people, you gotta find somebody who matches got a similar type of energy you got, you know. And ultimately, you know, just when you look at that person, you just wanna, you know, you gotta find somebody you look at and you wanna help them. You wanna make them better. You don't look at them as like a burden. You don't look at them as like they holding you back. You look at them as like, you know, you love them. You, no matter what, you want them to be happy. No matter what, you want them to achieve their dreams. You know, you're not afraid to lose them if they achieve their dreams. You're not gonna try to sabotage them or slow them down in any kind of way. Like, and I'm saying this as the person, what's the ideal relationship? When you're looking at that person, these are the feelings that you should have. You shouldn't be like, oh, me, they make me feel like this. I feel like this because of them. Everything the wonderful things they do for me. No. You should be like, damn, they make me feel good. So that makes me feel like I want to do for them. I want to take care of them. That's ladies and that's the fellas too. That's both sides I'm talking about right now. That's what an ideal relationship is to me. When you look at that other person and you want to see them happy. When you have them conversations, you want to work with them. You want to improve on the things that y'all talk about together. It ain't about nobody trying to dominate. It ain't about nobody trying to make somebody feel small or stupid. It's about somebody saying, hey, you know, I see this area. I think you could do better. I'm here to help you. I'm here to help you reach your potential. If you don't see no problem with it, then that's fine. You got to pick and choose your battles. Some things is not a big deal. Some things are. And you got to be able to communicate those things without having to get violent, without having to get crazy, without talking crazy, without going extra. Like, excuse me. You got to be able to talk that out. You know, these are all the things: communication, respect, real admiration for a person, appreciation for a person. You know, just to break it all down in the end, to sum all this stuff up we talked about right now. These are the things you should look for. These are the things you should want to be, in my opinion. From my perspective, these are the things you want to do when you get into a relationship. And this is what you should look for in a person, like that, sharing that type of energy. And ultimately, man, realize nothing's going to be perfect. Realize you're not perfect. Realize you're not there to save them. They're not there to save you. Y'all there to come together and build. Y'all there to come together and like to become like take two and make it one whole, like even stronger force. You know, that's how you should be looking at it, kind of. At least in my opinion. But I'm not gonna keep y'all. I hope that kind of gave you a good look into like what I think an ideal relationship is. Gotta have the love, gotta have the respect. I think the respect first, you know. And you gotta genuinely just be into that person. You can't force it. Just cause you think he cute, but you know, just cause she got a fat ass, just cause she look good, or just cause you don't want her fucking no other niggas, just cause you don't want him, you know, whatever. Like your weird reason is like, you know, it can't be none of that when you talking about an ideal relationship. You gotta try to make that motherfucker pure as possible. And it's not always gonna be pure. Somebody might cheat, somebody might do this, somebody might do that, whatever. Somebody might make you mad, but if you love that person, you figure it out. If not, really didn't love that person. And if they keep fucking up and doing the same shit to hurt you, they didn't really love you either. So, you know, be prepared to go through all that, you know, by making the choice of getting out there. But don't let those things fuck up your relationship. Don't let the past hurt, the past pain fuck up your relationship, though. Don't use that as an excuse to be a fucked up person or overly guarded or, you know, just uncompromising. Like, don't, I thought I was stopping, but I done kind of went back in the pocket like, I had to hold on, you know. So I hope it's all connecting for you. When I'm telling you what I think an ideal relationship is, I hope I'm not all over the place. 'Cause I'm pretty hot, and this is my second truly, so. And truth be told, nigga, y'all see me fade out and come back, like, I was sitting here like the last 10, 15 minutes trying to fix the damn camera, deleting pictures and shit. Apparently, I can't record in 4K, so niggas on the other end like, duh, stupid nigga, duh, like, but yeah, I get it. I can't record in 4K, that's fine. That's fine. But I just want to talk about what I see as an ideal relationship, you know? Just really two people coming together and wanting to ultimately make that other person the best version of themselves. Like that person, loving that person for who they are, and also wanting to make them the best version of that. Not wanting to come along and put their shit on them or dump their emotion on them or hold them responsible for what they daddies and their mommies and their other baby mama and all that shit happen. Like, no, something that's pure. That's our relationship. This not their relationship. It's not their relationship. This our relationship. We gonna create a player on our relationship. You know what I'm saying? We gonna Sim City. We gonna Sims our relationship. We What do you like? What do I like? Like, we don't have to have the relationship that everybody else had. We can have our own relationship. That's ideal to me, you know? So when I see people go through shit, arguing, and I see old girl and she, you know, she talking that shit all the time, and she always complaining about her nigga and all this, and oh boy, he, you know, he going through the back and forth with the baby mama. Like, at first I used to be like, damn, like, you ain't gotta go through that, both sides. Like, I look at that shit now, like, hey man, maybe that's the kind of relationship they like. Maybe that's the ideal relationship for them. You know, I hear ladies, they be seeing females like take care of their nigga and build that nigga up and like really kind of, you know, it's a lot of women out here putting niggas on. And there's some women that look at that and be like, ugh, nah, I could never. She stupid, she dumb. Nah, don't be mad at her. Like, maybe she think you stupid and you dumb for sitting there alone. All I'm saying is it's all about perspective. Maybe you happy, some people happy in a relationship with themselves. And that's fine, and that's great. And I'm gonna tell you, I'll be the first one to be like, that's dope. No matter what you choose to do, as long as you're happy, as long as you around people that make you happy, as long as you wake up in every day and choose happy, you winning. Define yourself.
Is you doing that broke shit is childish. I keep on grinding till I need a count. It's 9 to 5. I flip a few ounces by any means with a stick like Malcolm.